This is the Shadow Experience. I'm Ray.
I'm Grim.
Every week, we chase the things most people pretend they didn't see.
Ghosts, legends, the unexplained, the nope category.
Lights off, volume up, welcome to the dark.
Let's
Let's
begin.
begin.
Hey, Spooky fam. Welcome back to the next episode. Last week, you guys got to know how I got started with the paranormal, how I started getting in tune with everything. What was the instance that made me go, this stuff is real? Now we get to learn a little bit about how Ray and
Yay!
the life that she was born in has influenced
Yay.
their paranormal belief and spirituality. How you doing today, Ray?
I'm excited.
So
I'm
you,
doing good.
it's going to be a little bit different though for you because you were raised in the paranormal and the spirituality, but you're practicing pagan.
Yes.
So what was the first moment that you remember that's not normal?
Oh god. The very first one? Oh. Um, oh, that's that. I'm having a pull. So, the very first one that I can say I remember, um, I want to say I was like 4 to 6, and my middle sister was 2 years younger than me. So let's just say she was 4, I was 6. She was in the bedroom next to me, and she kept saying that she was hearing and seeing something in the middle of the night, and she was terrified to sleep in her room. So, I swapped rooms with her, hoping that maybe her sleeping in my room would make things better. It didn't. Whatever she was seeing followed her to my room. Fast forward, some time, our parents were like, well, we don't, you're just a kid, your imagination, yada, yada, yada. Um, we ended up getting in trouble and we got into her room. I had very minimal context on what she was seeing because it didn't make sense to me as a kid and her as a kid trying to explain it. Um, but I remember we were in her room, we were scared, there was no lights on, and she just said, "He's here. I can see him. He's with us." And I'm terrified. She's terrified. We end up flipping her mattress up, hid behind it. And now as an adult, what she's seen was a shadow person in like sprinting position out of her closet, standing outside of her closet like it was preparing to sprint. And in the middle of her room, all she's seen was two green eyes. No body, no head, nothing, just two green eyes. And we call him the green-eyed man. Uh there are people that have experienced him. I don't know what he is. I've heard he terrorizes children. Um, it took me a very long time to feel comfortable talking about him because he is something that she has seen after that situation. I would say that's probably the first memory I could have of seeing something. There's so many more after that. It's just the first one I could think of.
Yeah. You from the years of you telling me about that, yeah, I understood that you have a phobia, not phobia, but a fear of
Mhm.
that stuff too. So before
Oh yeah,
that,
we've gotten Green Eyes and Green-Eyed Man on Spirit Talker,
yeah,
and I'm like,
and
"Great."
yay. So before that moment, did you believe in the paranormal or spirituality, or were
Mm,
you
I wanna
more
s
skeptic, or is it
I
kind
wanna
of the
say
same?
yes. Well, I would say it was kinda like, oh, I was a kid, but at the same time, I was very into, like, paranormal things even as a little kid, just because my great-grandma told me stories, my mom and my aunt were into all of that. So I think my sister telling me about it, I was ready and like, "All right, like, let's figure this out together." So I wanna say I was probably already there.
Where were you when it happened, and did the place itself feel important to you?
At
So,
home?
did the room, because you said you were in your sister's room, that's where
Mhm.
she's seen it the most. Did that place feel important, or was it just
Um, the house itself, no. That room, I didn't like going in her room anyways. It felt very off. I mean, it was bad enough that when it did get bad, like that moment, my mom was like, "Okay, something's obviously wrong." And her and my dad were like, "We're gonna get an exorcist to come in and try to take care of this." So, um, yeah, her room
it
wasn't a pleasant feeling at all.
was more the room than.
The house, yeah, no, I would say it was definitely the room.
Did your body react before your mind did?
Oh, 100%, 100%. It was very fight or flight and whole lot of flight.
Did you try giving yourself any explanations about it first, or did you just react? Oh, that's
Um,
yeah, that's definitely not physical realm.
with right. With how she reacted and us being young, I was 100% like, "Okay, there's something going on. I don't know who he is, but she sees him." And I'd never seen him. I didn't wanna look, so I trusted her completely.
So you said that room you never really liked going in there anyways.
Mhm.
So was there a specific sound, feeling, visual that made you feel that way?
It was very heavy, and it definitely felt like you were not alone in that room. It was just a really, really heavy feeling in there. It made it really unpleasant.
Did you stay longer than you should have?
Oh god, by will? Um, we didn't want to, but we were in trouble, so we had to. Other than that, no. Like, that was the longest I was probably ever in that room, and it felt like years, but really it was maybe like 5 minutes.
Did anything happen afterward that made the experience feel more real or harder to ignore?
Well, that moment was, a domino effect, I would say. No, I mean, yeah, a lot of things happened after that. A lot of things related to that also happened after that. That shadow thing is still with my sister. Um, it kind of, like, aged with her. He is still very much around. He is still very much uncomfortable. He lets you know when he's there, and he only pops in when he has to. But yeah, things came from that and things happened after that.
For example, the other thing that when we were on a call, you, myself, it was Draco and Lady Stay High. Shout out to them; they're absolutely amazing
Yeah, yep.
people.
Old podcast co-host, yeah.
But like something like that, was that part of the domino effect? You think a
Yeah,
seeing entity
yeah.
that was
For
horrifying? By the way, you guys.
yeah. Uh, for context, old podcast days, there used to be 4 of us on here. Whenever I would go to my aunt's, I record whatever I can, whether it's voice recording, video recording. I went into Discord and turned my camera on and just let everybody see what was going on. They got to see the mimic that lives in her home. They've had the luxury of hearing it. Um,
Oh. There's audio clips I
yeah.
could never unhear. Let me in.
Knock, knock, knock. I'm home. Let me in. Yeah.
That
Yeah. He's
was
still there. They still live there.
horrifying. Oh, I'm getting
Yeah.
chills thinking about that, just that instance, because you're sitting in the dark. I had already gone to bed because I had work the next day, but I get the video of you just sitting in the dark room, pitch black, and I hear 3 or 4 knocks, and I
Mhm.
hear "I'm home,"
Yeah.
like very
Mind you,
monotone.
yep. And we're all in the room. The only person not in the room at that time is my grandma, and she's asleep in the room next door. It
That's
was a man's voice.
Yeah, it was very monotone. It was very horrifying. Oh, cold chills. All right, so your sister obviously witnessed it too. Did
Yep.
anyone else witness Green-Eyed Man?
No, don't think so. I don't think either of my niece or nephew have experienced it. I think it was just my sister. Fingers crossed.
Now, looking back at it, do you think it was a awakening or an introduction in what we're doing now?
I think a little bit of all. It definitely set the pace for me in my spiritual journey and paranormal side of things. For her, it was more a warning. She definitely had a lot of negative experiences after that. But both of us are very like spiritual, paranormal people, so I feel like it definitely like just cemented the path for us.
So, did things start happening more often with after that experience?
Yeah, same
Quite
year,
quite
within
frequently,
a few months.
or
Oh yeah. We could do like how do we all day. I got it. Like let's just from the years I'll just start listing. Literally same year we end up moving to somewhere else shortly after that house, and that was the first time I had visually seen anything, was the house we lived in after that. It was also the first time I experienced a poltergeist.
Oh, that's
And
fun.
it and okay, so you know from last episode when you were mentioning the guy that you've seen standing under the light pole, you will forever see that.
Yeah.
Like it's a cemented image. The very first thing I experienced myself that I seen and I experienced me, not just me as a second or third party. We lived in a house that had 2 stories. My bedroom, would not go in my room. I wouldn't sleep in my room. The closest I would get is our side, me and my sister. There was a like half wall, open door frame that went from my room and her room into my room. And I would sleep in her room. She had like a double bunk bed. It was beautiful. It had like a storage in the back. I would sleep with her, but we would sleep in the storage part. We would literally shove ourselves into that and sleep in there. My my room was uncomfortable. My parents didn't sleep upstairs, so we would end up sleeping in their room across the hall if, and, there was one night I went with my mom super late across the street to one of the neighbors, and my middle sister, who was 4 and a half, 5, and my baby sister, who was a newborn, were downstairs with my dad, and then we went across the street. As we were walking back, I'm looking down at my little, my cute little first little cellular device, but it wasn't really. And my mom kind of elbows me and she's like, "Hey, it's a good thing your sister listened to me." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "She's up there in your room." So obviously, she cleaned up her room a little bit. And I looked up and to set context, I had the darkest hair color, minus my baby sister. She was born with pitch black hair for some reason. But my middle sister was blonde. She's still light brunette. She was blonde. Um, the woman that was standing in my window looking at us was wearing a white gown and she had pitch black long hair. Like, think The Grudge. Oh,
That dark.
that dark, yeah. But think The Grudge, like, or Samara.
That's
Dark hair.
horrifying.
And this memory is why I will not mess with The Grudge at all. But I could see her. Like, plain as day, there's a woman standing in my window. And I could not take my eyes off of her, and I was just like, "Mom, that's not insert sister's name." And she got quiet, and we're just staring at this woman while we're walking towards the house. And then as we get closer, I can't see into the window anymore, so she's not there to me anymore. We get inside. Both my sisters are on the floor. Same spot, have not moved. So, another situation. We end up getting in trouble. We have to go to bed. We go upstairs. My parents decide they want to sleep in their bedroom that night. So, they go into their room. I have to go into my room. Little twin bed in my room up against the window. Sleeping in the bed. Closet door is at my feet.
Wait, wait,
Closet
wait,
door.
wait, wait. So
Yes.
your bed
Yes.
is at the window that you saw the.
Yes. Oh, yes. My bed is so it's the window. My bed up against that window. So where I had just seen that woman is where my head is at on this bed. At the end of my bed, I have a little dresser up against the wall and then the closet 5 feet away from the foot of my bed. I'm petrified because what I'm in the room not even an hour ago I seen a woman in. I'm staring at the closet. The closet slowly fucking opens. Creeps open. I literally see a hand grab the door frame. I've
Oh,
never screamed at the volume. I sprinted out of that room. I couldn't even tell you how long we lived in that house after. I do not remember. But that was literally the first thing myself with my own eyes had seen, and how she looked will forever be cemented in my brain.
yeah, I can't blame you. That was horrifying.
Mhm.
Oh, all right. So, next question: are there any places that you absolutely refuse to go to? We talked about this yesterday. We have a couple that are on the same page.
There are places I've never been to, that I will not go. There is a place that I have been to that I will not go back to ever. And it is because of what happened the second time I went. For context, and I'm not going to out the location, but my hometown, there is a giant memorial, um, graveyard, like, giant scale memorial graveyard.
Yeah.
There's, like, 4 different buildings, like, mausoleum buildings that house, all of the, like, well-known cremated people or, like, people with money. But not it's like a huge, like, square like, it's a
Yeah.
huge building. When you walk inside, there's a church inside of it, everything's made of marble, like, it's beautiful, like, millions of dollars went into this building. I had been there before, we didn't do anything, it was just I was visiting. I ended up going with a friend after work. We worked 3rd shift and decided to, instead of going to sleep, to go to this graveyard in the early wee hours of the morning, and decided we wanted to go into this building. Um, Inside the building, beautiful building, um, down one of the first hallways, there was a little, like, alcove that had a wooden chair with, like, a red cushion on it. Passing that alcove felt so, like, when you've been somewhere and as you're walking up to the building, something in your body screams, "This is a horrible fucking idea."
Nope, that's your intuition.
This chair screamed, "Walk away." And my brain went, "YOLO." So I sat down in the fucking chair. I didn't walk by it, I didn't touch it, I sat in it. Okay? The feeling I got was someone squeezing your lungs and you just physically not being able to move. Time goes by. I don't know how much time went by. I end up getting out of the chair, walking away. I ran back into my friend. We had separated so we can scout this huge building together. We ended up going, I think it was just 2 floors, it might have been 3 floors. Mind you, everything's pretty much made of marble. We decide we're gonna go to the 2nd floor. Let's go look at more shit. Stone stairs. We get to the top. We go down another hallway. We're looking. We hear what sounds like a child sprint somewhere at the end of the hallway. So now we're scared. We're like, nope. We decide to go back down the stairs. I get to the last 4 steps and I feel something just push me at the last, like, 3, 4 steps. So I get pushed. I skid down those last 4 marble steps. Now I'm petrified and I don't want to turn around. We just keep walking. We walk a little faster. We start hearing something sprinting at us from behind. So now we are 2 grown women running out of this building. We decide, all right, we're done. No more, fun paranormal investigation stuff at the wee hours of like 9, 10 in the morning. We go to her car, we get in the car, she goes to start the car doesn't start. Goes to start the car again, car does not start. At this point, the last thing I remember is the second time her trying to start the car. My memory does not come back until we're pulling out of the graveyard. So I lost an amount of time. From what I've been told by her, she was freaking out because the car wouldn't start. Everything that just happened, she was terrified. She was talking to me and I wasn't saying anything to her, but I was staring out the passenger side window back into the graveyard, and she went to shake my arm, and I turned away really slowly, looked at her, and said, "They're calling for me." And I opened the door and walked into the graveyard away from the car. She had to drag me back, put me in the car, put my seatbelt on, and as soon as she sat down and went to start the car started, no issue, and we drove out of the graveyard, and I came to.
Horrifying.
I
You
will
told me
not
this
go back
story
there.
before. Yeah, I've heard this story before, and every time I hear it, it is horrifying.
This is a true story that did happen. I was 18 years old, well over 10 years ago, and I will not go back there. I've driven by that graveyard, no desire.
So, if your past self could hear this story, what would they think or do differently?
Oh, easy. I would probably still go there because that's how I was as a kid, but I would definitely have not sat in that chair. I
You're,
definitely feel like sitting in the chair was the problem.
oh yeah. Now, so for the new family members that we have here, thank you for joining the podcast. There is a running joke about Ray here that when she was starting at a very younger age
Mhm.
on the practice of witchcraft and summoning things, that someone forgets to do something.
So, for context, I am the number one person that will say, "Hey, all for wanting to do, spooky things, not take risks." I will not say that. But what I will say is, if you want to use a Ouija board or anything that could be contacting anyone, please close it when you're done. And the reason I say that is because I have forgotten to do that. I invited some friends over for a sleepover, and that consisted of, hey, let's do a seance. I'm trained as a 12-year-old to orchestrate a seance and decide to use my body as a conduit to do a writing session with spirit. I end up having a friend. I end up making her cry so bad that night that she refused to ever sleep over at my house again. And after we did this like seance session, the time after that we lived in that house, I ended up having a box chucked at me in my room, like a box with contents in it, getting lifted and thrown at me. We ended up being antagonized by a shadow man, that would literally stand in our room when we would go out and do stuff in the living room. You could just watch the shadow follow you. We would take pictures and there would be a shadow man in the pictures. My sister had a little boy that lived in her closet that she could hear talking in her closet. Um,
Just a
that
lot.
was another, I just messed around with what I shouldn't have messed around with. I was in high school. So this was years later. I want to say I was a junior, and I have a friend that was involved in this that still remembers this. We did another seance in my room that was already haunted, that I had already dealt with a little girl and paranormal shit, and I decided it's a great idea, let's do a seance. While we were doing said seance, we had lit some candles, we put a salt circle around us, we kept the light on because we were scared. In the middle of me talking, she opened her eyes and looked behind me, and she said she watched a shadow push out from the wall and a hand reach at me. We ended up getting so scared we called another friend to come over and spend the night.
Sure. By the way, we did a seance. You
We
might
didn't
get
tell
fucked
her.
with.
Um, so yeah, close the things that you do or just don't do them unless you actually know what you're doing.
And regardless,
And I'll
close them
stand on
after
that.
you're done. Don't just, oh, all right, I'm done, and walk away from it. Clean up
Yeah.
your mess.
Or things will follow you home, or we're a lot more very very careful, a lot more careful. I mean, we're careful whenever we use paranormal equipment, whenever we're leaving a location. We're a lot more
Yep.
careful.
We're using
I'm a lot older now. So
we're saging every, like, when we go in and leave, just
I make herbal
being
blends because I won't just
protected.
smudge us.
But
Yeah.
we do a lot of things protectively rather than just going in guns blazing, doing a lot of these things that a lot of these new paranormal teams are doing, which is disrespectful. I would say it's very disrespectful what they're
Hmm.
doing, and not trying to be showboats to get views. We're there
No, you will.
to get factual things and to actually prove the paranormal side exists.
Mhm. I mean,
Whether
shoot, I will still post a video, like the lives that we've done. We're not gonna just end the live because 30 minutes have went by and nothing's happened. I mean, we had the whole first part of the Whispers live where we had like literally nothing going on. And I'm not just gonna be like, well, I'm not gonna post, like, no, this is still the authentic real side of paranormal stuff. That building and other places we've been to are very, very well known haunted locations. It does not mean every time you go, shit's gonna pop off. That reminds me of Ohio State. I think fondly of Ohio State just because that was a location we were just literally in the right place at the right time to get access to the attic, and we weren't even invited. I just inserted myself and went, "Oh, we're doing a tour of the attic. We're coming with you, right?" And it was great. It was so good. My sister-in-law got to experience paranormal things. She got her hair pulled.
All right, go ahead and take some seats. We'll do it.
I'm so fucking.
Can I sit next to you?
Yeah. Now you are to
I
take
got no
the.
We got one more seat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, turn your light off.
Now you probably can see your hand in front of your face at this point. There's only two rooms in this whole building with no windows. This is one of them. The chair room is the other one. As far as paranormal activity, pretty much everything you think of has happened up here. Full body apparitions, shadow figures. We've seen things crawling on the ceilings and walls.
these holes in the ceiling, if you shine a light up there, you constantly see faces looking back down at you. That happens a lot. They love their young ladies up here.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys.
They like pulling hair, pulling coats. Some will like the gentlemen as well. So. Okay.
Well, Josh has got longer hair than most women in here, so.
Oh, come on. Good afternoon, gentlemen. I brought 4 young ladies up here for you this afternoon. Go ahead and make yourself known. Maybe pull their hair, pull their coats. I'm sure they'd love it. You can't pull coats if you're all the way down there. Come a little closer. Is Mr. B here with us today? Is somebody else here with us today? Is that one of you guys messing with us?
Nope.
Nope.
It's right behind me.
Maybe you could touch her back.
What?
If you're that close, you might as well touch her.
Babe,
What?
stop.
I'm touching you on my hand right here. My hand's on your hand.
Give us one good sign to let us know you're here with us. I'm going to need a little better than that.
That was good.
I only recorded when we were in the attic and when we were in solitary.
Well, Ray, is there anything else that you want to say for people out there that are either wanting to start doing paranormal or too scared to do it?
Oh god. Paranormal is scary. 9 times out of 10 it's scary. Even when you're comfortable with it, it's scary. Um if you have an interest in the paranormal or you just want to understand that side of things, do it. Go to a place. Even if you go on a tour and you don't want to go alone, you want to go with a paranormal group. That's a lot of places do paranormal group nights. Just go. Have fun. Even if you don't take it serious, have fun. It is a fun experience. Not sometimes.
And also,
Close the portal.
if we're going on a investigation, we will be announcing it for a few months beforehand. Every episode, if you want to join us. On the last one we did, we had one other person join us, and that was their very first investigation and very first paranormal happening.
Experience ever. Yeah.
And they absolutely loved it. They got scared, but they loved the feeling of crap, that's actually a real thing.
Yep, we love people going with us. We give exclusive stuff to the people that do come with us. But I have an idea of where our next one's going to be at, and one of the two options I'm thinking, depending on how close to me or how close to you, we might be able to do more than one person, maybe like 3 to 5.
All right. Well, guys, this was the interview with Ray. Ray is absolutely amazing. Love you guys.
Thanks.
And we'll see you guys.
Bye.